T.O. The fins look real, you know it's a deal. There's blood, sweat, and tears all up in his huddle with water to cook up a meal. My coaching into it, the combo was chill. Play action to chase, got hunger to feel. The cheetah is loose, he's going for blood. The end of the red zone, he went for the kill. Miami, the city, the county, the block. We steady impact, tail dead in the lot. Defense was strong and hard as a rock. Holland's a lock, and next one's a spot. Getting too hot, so turn up the fan. You look to the crowd, see Jimmy and Bam. Martin, Joe, and Soso the mans. Your fellas, roll the clip, OnlyFans.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to OnlyFans, the Dolphins postgame show presented by Sports with Soso. Before we get started, please make sure to hit that subscribe button. Also, drop a like, leave a comment. Helps out the algorithm, helps out the show. With me today, I got my boys. Can't do the show without them, even though last week I was missing and not one of them shouted me out or said, hey, Joel's good, he's coming back. But hey, I still got them around. I got Soso from Sports with Soso, and I got Martin from 2 Now. What's going on, fellas? We're back on the victory train here.
You're lucky that we didn't mention your name with that tragedy we saw.
Well, hold on. Soso's still on mute over here.
I'm happy that you're back for the win and not for another loss.
Well, I mean, I was still there, dog. You know what I mean? I was still going through it with y'all. The same feelings. Dude could have got an honorable mention. I had people asking me like, "Damn, dog, you got kicked off the show. Like, you guys have creative differences. What happened?" And I was like, "Nah. It's just they're learning. But hey, we're all learning, and we're learning that the Dolphins need Tua in the center to get a dub because for the last 3 games we did not have them. And even though this wasn't a pretty victory, gentlemen, by any means, we're gonna get into all of it now. We got a dub, and we're over 500 again after that 3-game skid. We need it, especially with the Jets winning today and being another game ahead, and potentially with the Patriots playing tomorrow and possibly getting a victory. This AFC East is getting real tight. But yeah, with that said, go ahead. So I see you had something to say.
I mean, I just think that this was a obviously critical win for the Dolphins, right? We knew that coming into this game. There was a lot of talk about Tua coming back, how the offense looked without him. And just in general, bro, losing 3 games in a row, that's not good for anybody.
Yeah, it definitely isn't. This was a game of storylines, Sunday night, prime time, right, down here in Miami. Tua's first game back after the concussions. We got Brian Flores, our ex-head coach, in the building. He's
50th
on the 50th
anniversary of the undefeated team.
Yep, 50th anniversary. We had all the legends out there in the gold jackets and stuff. So there was a lot of storylines going in this game, and the Dolphins started off hot. As much as we don't think that they got it at times. They came out 3 straight drives, 3 straight possessions, driving the ball downfield, getting vertical, come away with the touchdown on their opening possession, and then come away with 2 field goals on the next 2. I mean, it looked after that first quarter, it looked like we were going to run away with it, boys. We were on pace for 52 points, but that didn't happen. Now, did it, Martin?
No, it didn't. And yeah, you're right. First quarter looked smooth. We got a touchdown in the first quarter. I mean, the first drive with Mostert, my guy. Although it wasn't running, I'll take the catch. But yeah, like you said, first quarter was great. Second quarter, we slowed down. But overall, I think it was a good team win. And I say that, in my own way. But yeah, I'll take it. I'll take this one.
Yeah. And again, it comes with mixed feelings because of the fact that we didn't perform at our best. Again, we kind of stalled out, frankly, on the offensive side.
I think Mike McDaniel said it best, right? When they asked him coming out of the half, like, hey, how'd you feel about Tua coming back and the offense get going? He said, it's great. We're moving the ball downfield, but we need to get more points away from it. And it was too many field goals for my liking, especially being inside the red zone. Like, we got to punch it in there against a defense that wasn't that great tonight. And for some reason or another, we couldn't just make sufficient plays. I don't know about you guys, but it felt like Tyreek Hill was missing throughout a lot of that game, right?
Yeah, well, they defended him pretty well.
Yeah.
I thought that they had a really good scheme. That's why Waddle had a pretty big game, and when you had guys like Sherfield making some catches and stuff like that, Mostert was able to get open. Chase Edmonds is garbage and needs to be traded away. There's a lot going on there in that first half. One of the things that went down, the second drive, we got to mention. I mean, just coming off this concussion protocol and 3 weeks off where we didn't have them, we're in the red zone. Tua takes off running, and lo and behold, he doesn't slide. He goes shoulder first, head first, right into his defender. And I know the entirety of the Miami fan base just kind of grimaced, like, why is he doing that? Well, what did you guys think about that play?
If you ask me, I felt like he was trying to prove something to people, which to me, in my opinion, was pretty dumb. The last thing you want is to be like, yeah, I proved it. I'm a man, but I'm no longer able to play.
Right.
I don't know. It was pretty weird.
Dog, slide. All you have to do is slide in the NFL, dog. If you're the quarterback, give yourself up, slide, and they'll give you an extra yardage in most situations. You don't have to put yourself in a position like that. Thankfully, nothing happened, and it just shows how it's hard to
Happened
change
3 times.
somebody's mentality. Yeah, man.
It
It's
happened. It happened 3 times. I don't know. First time, second time, third time. You're like, all right, this guy's just a lunatic.
Well, let me say this. I mean, that didn't look good, but one of the things that I forget her name, if it was Lisa Salters or who was the one that had interviewed Tua earlier in the week. One of the things that he had said he came away with from that experience was, all right, I need to get rid of the ball sooner. Looking back at how long it takes me to get rid of the ball, I'm holding on to it too long. And we definitely saw that adjustment in this game. I mean, we didn't see Tua holding the ball for very long. He was getting the ball out and looking for the open receiver. What did you guys think about how quick he was getting that ball out?
In the first quarter, it looked great. It looked like this guy's like, it looked like hot potato in a way. The ball was in and out of his hands. They were saying it was like 2 point something seconds out of his hands. It's great to see. I guess to the flip side, he says he's gonna throw the ball away. He looked running the ball like you meant we were talking about right now. That doesn't look like he was throwing the ball away. I think he was still trying to get some yards and put himself in danger. That's just my opinion.
For me, it felt like he didn't know what to do at certain points, right? Where he was still showing that little bit of undecisiveness. And just overall, I didn't like how the offense was being called tonight. I felt like we should have ran when we threw the ball. We should have threw the ball when we ran sometimes. That fourth down play, you know what I mean? Like we had just got stopped with Chase, and then we run it again with Chase. And it's just play calling at certain times is what makes the big difference for us. And
Oh yeah.
speaking of Chase, like I don't ever want to see that guy catching the ball out of the backfield
No,
again.
is that he can't even catch
He
one.
can't catch it. Yeah, I don't know.
That's the problem. I mean, I don't know how many drops he had, and yeah, I agree with you. So in that regard, man, I think play calling. McDaniel's, you're seeing that he's a first time head coach, right? He still has that offensive coordinator mentality, I guess, and he's still trying to find that happy medium between, okay, I got the offensive play caller, high risk, high reward, just going for it every time, or the head coach, like, let's play it smart here and let's take the points when we can. And there was a questionable call where we didn't take the points when we could have, and it ended up being a much tighter game. Pittsburgh was driving with less than 2 minutes left, and it was only a 6-point game. I mean, this game came down to the wire pretty much, and it didn't need to if we take those 3 points. So I think we're seeing, McDaniels is learning a little bit on the fly here.
Yeah, for me, I can take everything else in the game about the play calling, whatever it happens. But the reality is that field goal that we should have taken when we were so deep into the red zone, that made no sense. And not only did you not take a field goal, but you ran it back-to-back plays when you were like, 4th and 3.
That was the wildest
and we
thing.
took a timeout. You're like, that's the best you can come up after a timeout?
Exactly. Right. I understand the first run. Well, not even, because Mostert has been the best back that we have, and we saw what Mostert did today. I don't know if one of you guys can pull up the stat lines for me.
79 yards on 16 carries.
16 carries, 79 yards, and a receiving touchdown. He had a few catches too, late in the second quarter that kind of helped us set up the Jason Sanders field goal and whatnot. So he did his part, but man, Chase Edmonds was in there those 2 plays, and he just looked, I'm gonna bring this back, abysmal. I mean, he just, dude, it was a terrible play call mixed with a terrible play that he just ran. And then on that 4th down, and we're all hoping, all right, you know what? It's 4th and 3. It's not 4th and inches. It's not 4th and 1. It's 4th and 3. Put it in the air. You got Tua. You get that in a quick slant or something. You know what I mean? And we didn't get that.
And Tua has to take some responsibility for that too. You know what I mean? Like you're an NFL quarterback. You're a vet here. You're the leader of the team. Go ahead and switch into another play, bro. Call the audible. Switch it up.
I disagree. I don't think Tua is there just yet. He has to do what his coaches want him to do.
No. He's not a first-year quarterback, second-year quarterback. He should be able to have the ability to go in there and change the play call and not run it on 4th and 3, dog, with knowing who he has in his personnel.
I'm gonna agree with Joel. I'm sorry, he doesn't have that leash. I don't think so. To make that audible, he hasn't either shown it to them or shown it to himself that he can do those type of things. So yeah, there's no way he would have done that.
I just think it's too early in the relationship with McDaniels, because what does that look like with your 30-year QB? You know, you're this, you know, this offensive guru, this prodigy, and all of a sudden your QB that you're the one giving him all the plays decides he's going to audible that. You know what I mean? Like, and we've seen McDaniels call these crazy plays and it's worked out for us. So Tua has to, you know, let that ride and get that trust. But I think with time, maybe he can say, you know, hey, look, I don't think we should call this, you know. But
I'm just saying, if it doesn't look like it's going to work, do something else.
Yeah.
It's football. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't always have to be an exact science. Like,
no, I get that.
And him being the high level play caller that he is, when he heard that, damn, like, run the ball again. Like, no, we're gonna switch it up. Let's do something here and take the heat for it. If it works, it works. If not, the worst that could have happened is we ran the ball on 4th and 3.
I don't think he knows this playbook yet as well as he needs to do something like that. That's my opinion.
That's a bootleg, dog.
No, I'm not. I'm disagreeing with you. I hate the calls. Yeah. I hate the fucking calls. But at the end of the day, I don't feel like he has the reins just yet. Yeah, especially coming back after 3 weeks.
Yeah, but we end up going into the half up 16-10, right? Or yeah, that's pretty much the final score was pretty much what we ended up going up. And then that third quarter, I may have dozed off, guys. It was a long weekend. I was at Halloween Horror Nights and stuff. I barely got any sleep, and I may have dozed off a little bit in that third quarter. But frankly, I didn't miss much. Not a lot happened in that third quarter.
You missed. The offense do nothing and the defense do everything. And I'm just letting you know. I'll give you the overview. I
don't know if the defense did everything, but they definitely played well tonight.
The main thing that happened, and I think this happened in the third quarter, might have been the second, but I think this happened in the third, was we lost another defensive back. Brandon Jones got hurt.
Yeah. And going into this game, we only started 3 cornerbacks. You know, everybody else was a safety. And
crazy.
That's definitely our weakest point right now as a defense, and
100%.
It's killing us. It's killing us, which is super weird because the defensive backs made all the big plays tonight, right? Well, some of the big plays, most.
And they also gave up a lot of the big plays too. You know what I mean? Like that Pickens catch. Well, I got to give Pickens his credit because that touchdown, that Pickens catch, which was the sole touchdown for the Steelers, that was an incredible adjustment the kid made in the end zone to catch that ball. But there was a couple of times, man, like I got to bash him now because I'm going to praise him a lot later. But Noah, you can just kind of see, like, you look at this kid covering and you're like, this kid isn't a traditional DB, bro. Like, you can kind of tell that he's a receiver turned defensive back in the way that he covers routes or tries to cover them and how late he is to certain plays.
It's just whack to see him like not be in the play at all. You know what I mean? And it's funny that he has the game clinching play at the end, right, with the interception, like I'm sure you were alluding to. But he's got to play more consistent for somebody who's been in the league as long as he has and in this system. Like, come on, dude. You know you get an opportunity here to be one of the guys. Go ahead and be a guy, dog. Be a playmaker.
Yeah, I'm gonna disagree with both of you. Last 2 weeks. He's actually been as consistent as we have, other than obviously Xavier Howard. Believe it or not, and this is crazy because I think the guy sucks overall, but I'm gonna give him his credit. These last 2 weeks, he stepped up big time with all these injuries we have. If it wasn't for him, if you look back at the tape last week, he made a few big plays this week. Other than that Pickens touchdown, he probably had one more like dumb mistake, but they were trying to pick on him, and he held.
They were. And at the end of the day, what they remember is the last thing, right? The last impression that you had. And he left us with the game-winning touchdown. And that's where the former receiver came out, right? Because on that interception that he had, he got both feet down. And they were, initially they had the hesitation to call that or not. And they're like, no, that was a grab. That was in. So everything else that he did wrong in the game, he just made up for it with that one play. So that's why I said I'm going to shout him out a lot later. But yeah, man, that second half was very lackluster, but we managed to get it done. Javon Holland had a pick in the end, which we thought was going to seal it. 2 minutes and 45 seconds. The Steelers played it right. They forced us to go 3 and out, even though we're like the ones that make everybody go 3 and out. And all of a sudden they're driving the ball with 2.5 minutes left. And that led up to the Noah interception to seal the game. So it wasn't a pretty victory, but it's a victory. And we're back on track, boys.
Yeah, we needed it.
Definitely needed it.
Honestly, and I don't think we've spoken about the defense enough for this game. You guys kind of alluded to the offense moving the ball, but I haven't really heard much of the defense. I feel like they need more praise. I can't tell you the first half how many punts the Pittsburgh Steelers had, but I do know the Pittsburgh Steelers started the second half with 5 drives and 5 punts.
So did we.
Yeah, that's why I'm not talking about our offense. I'm talking about our defense. The defense, by all means, won us this game. If it wasn't for the defense, the first quarter is all the Dolphins had on offense. Literally, the first quarter. I think they had a field goal after that in the second or third quarter. But other than that, the defense held their own. And 2 players, I gotta say their names, and I gotta say it again because they've been literally every back-to-back weeks stepped up. Jalen Phillips was all over the ball today. Andrew Van Ginkel, the first half, balled. He was, again, both of them. Anytime that we saw a tackle made, it was them two. They were putting the pressure. They were if somebody made a play, they were chasing them down. Nasty.
No, for sure. And you mentioned Van Ginkel. He had 10 total tackles, 6 solo tackles, all over the place, making big stops, right? And yeah, the defense came in and did their job. But I'll tell you this: you can't be 100% sold on this defense because
200%.
No, you're crazy because
not really.
We saw this defense giving up yards to a team led by Kenny Pickett.
And how many points?
Yeah, he could have won that game.
And why? Because of McDaniel's bad call. No, because of McDaniel's bad call. With that,
but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
That's the reason the game was even close.
No, you can't blame it on McDaniel's if the defense gives up the game-winning touchdown.
No, because you put him in a situation to give up a game-winning touchdown. If they score that touchdown with that field goal taken, we're down. We're still up 2 points.
Be great then.
Exactly.
Hey, you called them great.
100%.
You called them great.
So if they give up that touchdown, they did it. But did it happen? Did it happen? Don't bring up things that didn't happen.
Yeah,
understand they were put in a bad situation and they literally right now McDaniel's probably kissing every D lineman and defensive players. You know what? Because he saved his ass. They saved his ass 100%. All the mistakes he
did.
No,
gentlemen, I'm going to interject here and I'm going to say this.
Go ahead.
What else is new? We know that our defenses are stable. Even with all the injuries and all the issues that we've had, we know last week in a game that we almost won, our defense held it down for us, and we just didn't have any offensive production to back us up and to generate that.
But that's not going to be the storyline. That's why I get fired up, because that's not going to be the storyline. The storyline's going to be the first quarter. The offense was great. Look what they did. And, hey, the defense ended up only allowing 10 points. Good job, defense.
It's all great having a great defense until we give up the game-winning touchdown. Or we can't win a playoff game or hold the team down. Again, we're playing with a backup against a backup quarterback. And you're saying this defense looked great. They sure did against a third stringer.
Yes, these are NFL teams we're playing against. Third stringer. He was drafted in the first round of this draft. You understand that.
Did he start this season?
Mitchell Trubisky was the veteran coming in.
Guys, you guys are debating about Kenny Pickett here, where this is a Dolphins show. So let me reel it back in here. We got a victory. Okay, we got a victory. Any which way you spin it. Okay, it doesn't matter if I went out of bounds on my drive and hold out on the next shot and it's a par. All right, it doesn't matter. It went down as a par on the scorecard. So any which way you spin this, we got a victory. We're back above 500. Next week, next Sunday, we face a struggling Detroit Lions team, which, you know, they've been kind of had the shit side of the coin for the last few games, and that's only good for us because they have some injuries on the offensive side. They got a struggling quarterback, and they got a lot of injuries on their side, on their offensive side. I know, trust me, I had a lot of their players on fantasy.
I think we're matching them for the injuries because we're getting there.
We are getting there, but our offense is healthy. We had a quiet Tyreek Hill this game. I don't think that's going to happen again. We got more of a run game with Mostert moving forward. I think we're moving in the right direction here, especially with this win. We got a good one here. So any other final thoughts, closing thoughts on this victory?
This defense is a staple, and they don't get enough credit by anyone. Just say. and Tyreek Hill didn't have a quiet game. He had 7 catches, 88 yards. That's just quiet, that's not Tyreek-esque. But he almost got 100 yards on a quiet game. I'm just saying.
Correct. That's quiet,
bro. When you have 100-yard games, 150-yard games, you're setting the bar high for you, homie.
I don't know, man. You're a little harsh. I see that because damn, the defense allows 10 points and Tyreek Hill gets 88 yards. I don't know, man. That seems pretty good to me.
Yeah, Yeah. Anyways,
I humbly disagree with that, but I will say this: it's good to get the win, right? It's good that the defense was able to make a play when they needed to. But other than that, there's not a lot to look back at this performance and be like, yeah, this is what we're gonna build on here to get into the playoffs. This type of performance doesn't cut it in the playoffs. I'll tell you that shit right now.
Absolutely
on
not.
Both sides of the ball.
Absolutely not. I agree. So take us to our 3 and out, my dog.
Let's do it. This week, 3 and Out is presented by Empire Boutique. You know they keep your boy so fresh. And this is where we bring you our oh shit moment of the game. We got our unsung hero of the game, and of course our MVP, most valuable Fin, our MVP. Let's start this week with our oh shit moment. Martin, go ahead and lead us off.
Oh shit! They were only allowed 10 points. That's my oh shit moment of the game.
Wow, shocker for a great defense. Joel, what do you got?
All right, so just so Martin is aware, it's usually supposed to be like one moment, an actual one moment, not like an outcome. If this was called the outcome of the game and you said that, then yeah.
For me.
But anyways,
in the moment, I'm taking it in. I'm
gonna give the defense credit, even though guys on this podcast or show say that they don't get enough credit. But I'm going to give the oh shit moment of the game was to Noah's interception, because it was like, oh shit, that was the last guy that I expected to make that play, honestly. And when he made that play and sealed the game for us, he earned a little bit more respect for me in this game. So shout out to Noah on that interception and the oh shit moment for me.
Solid. I think my oh shit moment of the game is going to be when Tua had those 4 INTs dropped. He didn't look that great. When it started to rain, it was a big factor. We got lucky that they didn't come up with at least one of those interceptions. So let's see.
Oh, yeah, that's a sneeze break right there.
Big time. Excuse me. All right, now let's go to our unsung hero of the game. Joel, we're going to kick it off with you.
Man, my unsung hero for this game, I wanted to go defensive. But, bro, I got to give it to Raheem Mostert, man. I mean, I think that we talk a lot about Tyreek. We talk a lot about Waddle. We talk a lot about the defense. But, for a guy like Mostert that, he's been injury prone in the past and has had some issues, that boy's been running the ball hard for us, man. Every time he gets the ball, we're getting 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 yards off of him. And that's exactly what we need. I just wish McDaniels would utilize him more. I cannot wait till he opens up the game with a run play instead of a pass play. But, yeah, that's my unsung hero, man, is Raheem Mostert, man. He had the 1 touchdown for the game for us.
Yep. Keep waiting. That's not going to happen.
Yeah. What about you, Martin?
I know. Wishful thinking, right?
To me, I'm going to go with the guy would have never thought. I thought he wouldn't even be our team at this point. Noah. I think they tried to pick on him all game. And to me, he held his own, and he had the big seal. The pro. That to me, honestly, that was easy. That was easy.
No, that's a good one too, man. And both of those guys are worthy, but I'm going to go with the unsung hero tonight being a duo. It's going to be Zach Ziegler and Jalen Phillips. Both of those guys put in work on that defensive line. It doesn't show up on the stat side, on the stat sheet, even though Phillips had 1.5 sacks. Ziegler, I think he had 6 solo tackles, 1 for a loss. He played an amazing game back there on that D-line, man. And, yeah, it's good to see those guys getting into a good rhythm on that defensive line.
I'm glad you shouted out Zach Seiler, because that one of those sacks that Phillips had was they should have given the assist. Yeah, because he was in his grill and he rolled out and Phillips was just on the edge breaking down. So huge shout out right there, man.
What a duel, dog. What a duel. Let's end it with the most valuable Fin. For me, I got the homie stepping up after having a real couple of rough weeks. That's Javon Holland, man. He went out there, laid out some big hits, made a huge interception where he read that play beautiful, and really led the defense, being the captain tonight for the defense.
I like that.
What do you got, Martin?
To me, I'm gonna go with Mostert. He set the tone, I feel like, in the first half.
Solid.
Although it was taken away from him to me, because I don't know why the head Edmonds was in the game.
Yeah.
Mostert got it going, looked great, and he did what he needed to do. Good
call. Joel, wrap it up with your most valuable Fin.
Dog, this goes game to game. You guys know that. And I judge it on, who had the the lasting impression on me. And again, I'm going to double dip here, and because I've bashed him enough, and I think, and I said it, and I prefaced this early in the show, I'm going to bash him early, but I'm going to give him his praise. And my MVP, my most valuable Fin for this game was Noah, man. That you don't know what it is when you have a walk-off interception like that, what it does to that locker room. You know, as far as the belief now that those guys have in you to make those plays, but also psychologically what that does for yourself to go out there and make those plays. So hopefully we see a turning of the page here for him and his development as a Miami Dolphin.
For sure, man. I hope so too, because we're gonna need him. We're down to like our fourth guy.
Yeah, man. So they might call you, dog. I'm about to submit your resume. Dog.
The way my legs are feeling. Nah, the way my legs are feeling today, man, no way, dog.
Oh, man. Yo, this has been fun, boys. It's a late one. I mean, I'm glad we don't have any more primetime games for right now because these late ones are killing me. But I don't mind doing it after a dub. Again, we got the Detroit Lions next week. If you guys want the preview for that, make sure to tune in to Sports with Soso Tuesday morning, where we'll have that for you available on any streaming platform where you catch podcasts.
Subscribe to the channel.
Subscribe if you haven't already. If you have already, like and comment.
It's
and
for the fans.
Tell a friend to tell a friend. And until next week, y'all. Peace.
White, orange, and teal. The Phans look real, you know what's the deal. There's blood, sweat, and tears all up in his huddle with water to cook up a meal. My coaching into it, the combo was chill. Play action to chase, got hunger to feel. The cheetah is loose, he's going for blood. The end of the red only went for the kill. Miami, the city, the county, the block. We stadium packed, tailgating the lot. Defense was strong and hard as a rock. Holland's a lock, and next one's a spot. Getting too hot, so turn up the fan. You look to the crowd, see Jimmy and Bam. Martin, Joe, and Soso the mans. Your fellas, roll the clip, only fans.